Hey guys, this is Ed, Paul, and Anna of Current Brand Media, and we are here to tell you a little bit more about our sponsor.
Sportsball is a great subscription service geared towards minor league baseball fans. Each box features a different minor league team.
You get a box every 3 months with minor league baseball gear, including different styles of hats like Ed's favorite, the dad hat. The cost is less than $12 a month.
Proceeds from each box goes to More Than Baseball, the only nonprofit dedicated to the well-being of minor league baseball players.
We all know that Parents' Days are coming up this summer, so if you've got a mom or a dad or a grandma or a grandpa who are particularly difficult to buy for, but you know they're baseball fans, this is the answer, guys.
Meet your new favorite team at sportsballbox.com.
Is there anybody there?
Being outside, get outside and play. Whether you're an adult, whether you're a kid, get outside and play. It's good for your mentality. Playing a game of catch for 15, 20 minutes, whatever you can do.
Absolutely.
On a beautiful night, on a crisp fall day, it just changes your world.
What's up, Dad Crew? Ed here, and on this episode, part 2 of my conversation with Mark of This Old Glove, we get into the proper way of cleaning and maintaining a glove, as well as how to properly break down a brand new glove. I don't even want to keep you guys. Let's just get into it, and without further ado, I'll give you the episode.
Using that glove and playing catch with it. And I also customized a glove for her as well, because she was telling me a story how her son just started playing Little League this year, and just every night, can we play catch? Can we play catch? And she didn't have her own glove. I said, I'm making a glove for you. So I had some old gloves around here, which didn't have any sentimental value. I said, I'm going to make a glove for you. I'm going to fix one up. That way you and your son can play. So that just was something that was my pleasure to do, because I wanted to see that next generation, that 8-year-old, the mom and grandpa all playing catch together. And they sent me some beautiful pictures of that, and it was all well worth it for that right there.
Listen, you can't make me cry on my own podcast, man. Come on now. That's awesome.
Baseball, I don't care what you say, Tom Hanks. Baseball will make you cry. Okay.
It sure can. It sure can. And it reminds me, it's like, when I bought my daughter her glove and everything, and I love it. We recorded it just because I wanted to keep it for as a keepsake, and of me playing catch with my daughter. And it's like, there's nothing better in the world. That feeling that you get when you're playing catch with your own kid. It's just pure magic.
Absolutely. So, I've got 3 children myself. My oldest son, he does not live at home anymore. He's about 5 hours away. So our days of playing, nightly catch, daily catch, those are a little bit behind us. But when we get together, we will get the gloves out. My daughter she's off to college. She did play softball, and she enjoyed playing catch with us. My youngest son, this is going to be the one that's going to hurt. Me and him try to have a regular game of catch, and he'll be leaving for college in about 2 weeks from now. So the days of that. But for my wife's birthday, which was back in July, I customized her a glove, and I said, you're going to learn to play catch. So,
there you go.
So this summer, I've taken her up to the baseball fields. Our high school is right next door to my house, so we've been walking over there a couple nights here and there, and I've been teaching her to throw the ball and put some zip into it, and she does a great job catching the ball. She's still got to work on a little upper arm strength and learn to rock back and forth and get that right motion, but she's doing great with it. So she's going to be my new partner for catch while the kids are gone and off on their next adventures in life. So
that's awesome. Yeah.
I couldn't possibly not have that part of my life. So
yeah, my wife, we play catch. She has her own glove. We play catch together. So I mean, I'm with you there. That's it's making that bond even stronger.
Absolutely, yep. Then just going back to the other glove you had, we were talking about that before we went on the air. So that Draper and Maynard. So that one right there, the one with the black wristband on it.
Yeah,
that one right there is the one that gave me just a little challenge, because you sent that to me with absolutely no padding in there whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that was just nothing but a leather shell of a glove.
Yeah, all I sent you was the shell. There was nothing to this.
Yes. And usually when I get gloves, it always has the original padding in there, or maybe it's just a little damaged and I just need to fix a few things up. Maybe I need to fluff up what's inside there a little bit to make sure the fingers feel good. That one had nothing. And very rarely do I have come across where I have to put the new padding in the glove. Now, what was in those original 1930s gloves, it's kind of like the same material that's inside a baseball. It's that twine that's all wrapped wool, all tightly wrapped up. Well, you can't just go to a craft store and get that anymore. I don't have that laying around the house. So I really had to think, how am I going to make this right for Ed? How am I going to make this glove just right? So the first thing I thought is, all right, we need something soft to cushion the blow to make sure it doesn't hurt his hand. I got some memory foam here at home. Let's put some memory foam in there. So cut it to the right size, put it in there, went outside. I didn't lace it up completely. I took it outside to play catch. Memory foam is too springy. So the idea, when the ball hit that, it bounced right out. Didn't feel it in your hand at all, but it didn't form. And like I said, the ball popped right out. I said, okay, that's no good. So what can we try next year? So the next thing I tried is I had some foam that goes in like couch cushions and things like that. I said, all right, let me shave that down. Let me cut that. Maybe the foam that I had was just a little bit too time worn and everything like that, because after throwing it a couple of times, it kind of separated and it didn't really crumble, but you could definitely feel the sting in your hands. I was like, all right, well, that's not good either. So now what are we going to do? So I said, all right, now I got to come up with a better idea. So it's a mitt. It's, it's a baseball glove. It's a mitt. So I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to steal one of my wife's oven mitts. I cut it to size so it wasn't so long. And inside the oven mitt, I put some carpet padding, about half-inch thick, cut that to the same size of the oven mitt, sewed the oven mitt back up, put that inside there. And so you've got a mitt inside a mitt, which the sound now I did replace my wife's oven mitts, right? So, I remember I just told you it was her birthday not too long ago. So she got some nice new oven mitts for her birthday. All right. So, and they needed replacing anyway. So, you can't keep those things forever. So
True.
You've got a nice fire engine red, actually it's got some burn marks from the pizza and things like that we took out there.
I love it. So I can
what,
actually use this to, go in the oven and grab the rest of the stuff.
Yeah, sure. So that's what's inside your glove. You've got an oven mitt with padding inside there. And when you did your teaser video on YouTube to say, hey, listen to this, I closed my eyes and I played that over and over. I was like, that's exactly how it's supposed to. I mean, you got that professional microphone in front of you there. You did. I was like, that's the pop. That's the noise. That's exactly what that should have sounded like 70 years ago when that glove was 80 years ago. It's from 1941. That's 81 years old. So that's exactly the noise it should have made. And again, when I took it outside to test it a few times, I'm like, that's it. So again, there's always challenges and different plans. And I had no idea if that oven mitt didn't work. I was like, all right, I'm going to have to go buy an old 81-year-old glove, take the padding out and put it in his because it's just not working. But like I said, the oven mitt with some carpet padding in there seemed to be the magic solution to get
That's amazing. That is amazing. It's unique and I love it. Absolutely love it. So do you go to antique places? Do you go to garage sales to find gloves? How do you do that?
Garage sales are hard to find good gloves and everything like that. If someone does list baseball stuff there, it's usually stuff within the last 10, 15 years. Every now and then you find something on the older side. So a lot of times I will find the gloves I'm looking for at thrift stores. And I'm not one to spend a lot of time in thrift stores. Now, if I'm with my wife, she's got to look at all the shoes and all the other good fun things that she can find a good bargain on for herself or her daughter. But me, I literally say I got 10 minutes to win it. So I go to the sporting goods section. I look if there's something there. I'll find something like that there. But I'm also in a buying group, kind of a trading group. With about a dozen other guys. We keep a list of our inventory, if you will, of what we have, who's got what. And every now and then someone will reach out and say, hey, I'm looking for, any, Chicago Cubs players. I'm looking for a George Brett model. I'm looking for anything, Red Sox related. And you can chime in and say, hey, I've got this, and we'll trade things back and forth. Sometimes, we'll just say, hey, willing to pay, up to $20 or whatever the, the fair value is for that glove, everything like that there. So I am in a trading group with some other guys, and every now and then I will trade, just like trading baseball cards. I'll, trade if I think it's a fair, shake and everything like that. And we've all got a good relationship. So a lot of the gloves will come from that relationship that I build. But a lot of them will come from church sales, the rummage sales that the churches have. Seems to be where I really find some good things. So I try to look for churches that are in older neighborhoods, that maybe have a little bit older population that might have donated the goods and services there. And, they tend to have more vintage items, than maybe some more modern, newer neighborhoods. where again, what they donate maybe might not be, vintage
Mhm.
age, everything like that. So I seem to have a lot of luck with that. I very rarely buy anything off of eBay just because I'm super picky about what I'm looking for. And sometimes the descriptions on eBay and the pictures, people do a great job. If you're an eBay seller, I applaud you. But sometimes it's just a very simple one sentence, 1950 vintage baseball glove, see pictures. And they got 4 pictures. And I can't tell enough by that I'd want to make a buying decision off of that.
True.
So I need to put the glove on my hand. I need to see it. I need to make the decision myself. Or in that trading group, obviously they have a very meticulous eye like I do. And you're not afraid to ask questions of them either, saying, hey, can you show me some more pictures? Does it have any writing anywhere? Does it have, anything that I need to know? And, they'll be more than happy to, send you everything that they've got
Right.
to do like that there. So that's my main source for finding them, as you said, the thrift stores and some good church rummage sales, and also supports a good cause with that too, because any of the money, that you buy at a church sale, it goes to help there and what their needs are. And then can't help but buying some cookies, donuts, coffee, all that
Can't
good
help
stuff.
it.
The baked goods that they always have there too. So,
They ain't nothing wrong with that, my friend.
no, absolutely not.
I'm a sucker for some good food. Um, so usually the process is a couple of days per glove to oil it, to reseal it, and all the laces and all that. That usually takes you a couple of days.
Yeah. So the very first process when you get into glove, obviously I got to inspect it. And like I said, I go over it with a fine tooth comb. I get out my magnifying glass to look to see, what I'm looking for serial numbers, for model numbers, for endorsements, all that good stuff. Then a very, very gentle cleaning, because some of these gloves, again, 80 years old or so, you can't be harsh with them. You gotta baby them first, so a nice gentle cleaning. And then it takes about a day or two to dry. And then I start getting into the lacing process. That goes first. So you condition the laces. Once the laces are in, then I start doing the ink process. So if I like in those 2 gloves there, once I find where all of the markings are in the gloves, you gotta, not the best light, but
Yeah.
you gotta get all those nice markings, the model number, all of that right there. That gets inked. Has to dry usually overnight. And then the next process is conditioning. And it's not just any type of leather conditioner. There's a special product I called in. It's called glove butter. And so if you look at the container right there,
Mm-hmm.
looks like a tub of margarine your mom's got in the refrigerator or something like that. But it's just called glove butter. A little bit on the fingers, rub it into the leather, and rub it into all the laces. And that is going to make that glove look vintage new again. It's going to bring out the color. It's going to bring out the rich grain of that's in the leather and all that stuff. And usually it takes 2 rubs of that. So usually I do 1 coat, and then that dries for anywhere from 4 to 6 hours. Rub that out, basically like car wax, buff it out, let it sit, look at it the next day. Again, if it's a really super dry glove, or if it absorbs it, it's going to get a second coat just to make sure that it's truly sealed. So anywhere from 2 days to about a week to do a glove start to finish.
Gotcha. And let me ask you, let's say that I'm someone who you did my glove, right? And I'm home now, and let's say that I wanted to do some maintenance to it.
Sure.
What should someone like myself with very limited skill set
Absolutely. Yeah,
would able to do?
First thing you want to do, you do not want to get glove butter. It is not an easy process to work with. This is something that I have worked up to. It's a super, I don't want to call it greasy, but it's a very hard product to work with. It's not as easy as what I made it sound like, where you just rub it in. It is an art form to make sure you don't overuse it, underuse it. You don't get any swirls. You don't let it sit too long, because it can truly darken the glove or make it feel oily and greasy. So for anybody that wants to just do some home maintenance, go to any sporting goods store, or you can get this on Amazon or any place like that. There's a product right there. It's called Wilson Glove Conditioner. Comes in a little kind of container, like the size of, like chewing tobacco kind of container.
Yeah.
That right there, that's about a $10 item right there from most of your retailers. It's very similar to the glove butter, but it's something that just about anybody could use. Before you do that, though, just make sure your glove is clean. If you were just out playing in it, and it's a little dusty or dirty, just take a slightly damp rag and clean the dust and dirt off your glove because you don't want to rub this on because you're rubbing the dirt into the leather. So just give your glove a mild cleaning, nothing harsh. Just again, slightly damp cloth rubbed on there, let it dry, and then you can rub that on right there. And again, anybody can do this. The instructions on this are very easy. The product itself is very easy. I use this on some of my gloves myself from time to time. So I don't always use the glove butter. This is my favorite type of product to use when a certain glove calls for that.
Yeah, and I'm looking at it right now. It's literally $9.99 here on Amazon. So I'll put the link so that way, if you guys want to do it yourselves, you can.
There you go.
Do that.
Yep.
So another question that I've been thinking about, because I have a glove, it's a Nike glove. It's one of the new ones, right? So it's not an older one, but it's like super tough, right? Obviously, the more you use it, the better it becomes, the looser it becomes. But what if you wanted to accelerate the process just a little bit to help it get a little bit more looser, right, to use? What's something that I should do to it in order for it to make it better?
All right. Well, again, the first thing, that Wilson glove conditioner should soften and make the leather very, very supple on it right there itself. And then the next best thing, just play catch with it. That's I got a Nike glove here myself somewhere too. Yeah. But yeah, just play catch with it. After you condition it, just take it outside, and as hard as someone can throw it to you, catch it in the web, catch it in the palm, and just keep doing it over and over again. And then if you're going to store it for the winter, just like when you were a kid, put a baseball in the palm, put a baseball in the web, get some bungee cords or something like that, and that keeps it loose. You can in these newer gloves like you got right there, after you put the conditioner on, you can bend those backwards a little bit. You don't want to rip the leather, you don't want to rip the strings, but those gloves right there, you could bend them backwards again to loosen them up and get it to the way you like and everything like that. But 9 out of 10 times, the best medicine for newer gloves, after you've given them a little conditioning, play catch with them. Just take them and just beat them the way they were supposed to be beaten with a baseball.
I wanted to make sure that I knew that I gave that information, because I think that's important, right? A lot of people say, oh, this thing is too tough and everything, and I can't use it. I don't want to use it. Let me get a different glove, or how should I get it loosened up? And that, you're the expert.
Yeah, that's everything. I mean, there are some special tools out there. They do make a mallet that looks like a tiny little baseball bat that some people take. They beat at the glove. Yeah, you could certainly do that, but all you're doing with that is you're doing the same thing as playing catch. So I don't think you need to go out. Yeah, I don't think you need to go out and spend $30-$40 on a little mini wooden bat when you can just and it's good exercise. It's good for you to play catch, and it's good for your arm, and it's great for your glove. So we spoke to Ethan Bryan, right? Playing catch is a very important thing as far as for your mental health. So definitely play catch out there, guys. Yeah, again, that goes back to how we started our conversation here. Being outside, get outside and play. Whether you're an adult, whether you're a kid, get outside and play. It's good for your mentality. Playing a game of catch for 15, 20 minutes, whatever you can do.
Absolutely.
On a beautiful night, on a crisp fall day, it just changes your world. So absolutely. Yeah, Ethan's onto something there, and he's got a great movement going, spreading the word with that.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. So let me ask you something about the research part, right? Because when I got the box, right, I got the box, I did the unboxing video and everything, but something that you put in there was a letter that you wrote, right, that you typed, and in which you talked about the research that you did about the specific glove, right, like the model number and everything. You did the research and all that. Yeah. Tell me about that. Like, do you just put that on Google and off you go, and then down the rabbit hole you go?
I'm sure you could probably find some of that on Google, but again, in the buying training group that I'm in with these guys, we all share information. And one of the guys in particular, he's got a index of just about every model number out there. And on his link, on his personal page and everything like that, he will be able to click on something and he'll be able to tell you everything you wanted to know about that. So that's where I get a lot of my good information from. So I've learned a lot from, if you want to call them colleagues of this business.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I've learned a lot from them. And again, the one particular person, his knowledge of that and just what he's put together for us helps me get that information out to you. So a lot of it is not on Google. A lot of times people will find a glove, and you can find an old glove, and every now and then on the pinky, it'll have the patent number. You can do a patent search right in Google. all it's going to tell you is, yeah, it's a patent number by Rawlings, and it was that patent existed from this to this. It doesn't tell you everything you need to know about the glove. It's really that model number. This one I've got in front of me is a 24XS glove, which, by the way, this is that United States Navy glove that I found recently. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah,
seeing it.
I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I had to really, get into some good things on that one right there to help me figure out what that one was all about. So that's where I get all my information from. And then once I know, all right, that model was produced these years, I know who the manufacturer is. Now you can go and look. Okay, let's look up Draper and Maynard. Let's learn more about that company that I knew made good leather gloves, but let's look at their Wikipedia page. Let's see if we can find something about their history in the town they were in. And a really cool thing about that glove, the Draper and Maynard one. So that was made in Plymouth, New Hampshire. And the original manufacturing brick building where they tanned the leather, sewed the leather, and made the gloves. They also made boxing gloves, punching bags, footballs, and leather helmets for football years ago. So they were a complete leather sporting goods manufacturer. That building is on the campus of Plymouth. I think it's Plymouth State University. If you go to school there, forgive me if I don't get it right, but Plymouth College or Plymouth State University, which is in New Hampshire. The original manufacturing plant of Draper and Maynard is located on the campus there with a little museum. I believe it's still open for tours at certain times of the year and everything like that. So they actually built the college campus around that original manufacturing plant.
That's cool.
So I kind of found out even more things. Again, rabbit hole. You start reading about one thing about the glove. I said, I really just want to know when it was made, who made it, all these good things. Every time I come across, especially from the 40s and 50s when baseball cards and television really took off, every now and then I find it cool to find an advertisement for a product. And it's like, hey, kids, get your official Mickey Mantle glove for only $2.98. And it's like, it sounds like a bargain, but $2.98 back in 19 whatever equates to 30, 40, $60 now or whatever it might be. So it's all relative. But yeah, like I said, you start researching things and you start finding out all these other cool little tidbits along the way. But so most of the information, like I said, I want to really thank my good friend Steve in my buying group for trading group for providing that for me and the other guys in there.
And it's cool though, because that's a little extra piece that I got in which I felt a connection to, because come to find out that this one right here, right, has a little bit of history to our team, that we root for.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes. So you're talking the Wilson glove now, right?
Yep.
There?
Yeah. The Wilson glove. Yeah.
Yeah. And I refresh my memory who the autograph on there one is.
Yeah.
Bobby
so Barney McCoskey.
Barney McCoskey. Yes. I'm sorry. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yep. He played, it was a 51 model year. He started playing for Cleveland and finished his career in Cleveland. So, I mean, come on.
So that's a nice bonus for you as well, getting that one. Yeah.
That's right. Because this glove was made from 39 to 53, right? I got the 51 model, 51 year, right? So that's cool though. Like, that's something that, as both of us are, Cleveland fans, that gives a connection to it. And then I know that I'll never get rid of these gloves. I'll pass this on. And then there's a little bit of history, to our favorite team there.
Absolutely. And that's in their golden era too, right after the 48 World Series,
right?
Almost 54 World Series. So he played with all the greats that we know. He played with Bob Feller. He played with Bob Lemon. He played with all of those, great, Jim Hegan, the catcher, all those great Indians players that we know, love, and respect. Barney McCoskey was part of those teams in the later part of his career there. Yeah.
And again, it's awesome, that it's just that, like I said, that history that, it was there, and you feel that connection. There's something about the smell of a glove too, right? Like, I don't know what it is. The smell of a glove just brings back childhood memories.
It's just, again, it's that nostalgic feeling. And that takes me back again to where we started this conversation when I was a kid. When you walk into a sporting goods section of a store, you can smell that leather. You can, get that sense and feel when you've got 100 gloves sitting there on a wall on display. You can still get that now if you walk into a Dick's Sporting Goods when they stock all their gloves in the springtime. So when you get these old ones, it's like buying a new car. It's that new car smell that just mesmerizes you, and there's something beautiful about it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely
And
right.
where did you find your two gloves from? So, like I said, I told you my
So-
source. Where did you find yours?
So funny enough, my father-in-law, he actually gave me one of the gloves. He found it, he had it, and he gave it to me. And then the Cleveland one, I actually got this one at a thrift store
Okay.
doing my shopping, right? I was like, oh my God, I've always wanted to get one, and then my wife saw it, so I'm like, yeah, absolutely get it. It was like, I wanted to say that it was like less than $10 for it
Yeah.
at that point,
Yeah,
right? So I'm like,
you can't. It's a no-brainer right there. Exactly. When you find treasures like that at the thrift stores,
right.
you can't pass that up.
You couldn't. You really couldn't. So I mean, I knew that I had to get it. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. And come to find out, now that I'm now down in here in North Carolina, right? Like, all these years that I've had it in my possession, in my basement, and then now here in my office, and you're like, I finally get to have it restored, and I'm like, this is the perfect time for it. And then I'm glad because now we get to talk about gloves.
Well, not only that, being in North Carolina, your season's a little more extended. You can play outside a little bit longer. Who knows? Maybe even in the middle of winter, right there, when I've got snow up to here,
Right, exactly.
it might be 42 degrees where you are, but you might be able to get outside and still grab a game of catch there.
Right, because it gets cold in the morning, but in the afternoon, that sun hits you, and it's beautiful. Let me tell you.
So, maybe someday I'll join. Maybe I'll be smart enough and join everybody down there, but then I'd be too far away from Cleveland. So,
yeah, and that's what I do. Like, I was forced to. I forced myself, right? Let's be honest, to get the MLB, package so I can watch all of the Guardians games. That's to watch them. I'm down here. I before we got done, we started talking. I was watching the game upstairs, right? So I mean, it's just one of those things.
Absolutely. Yep.
You gotta, you have to, just do. All right, my friend, are you ready?
Absolutely, go for it.
Here we go. My famous, not so famous questions. You know how this goes. I'm gonna give you the easy one. When you go to Progressive Field, right? You go to and enjoy, you go sit there. What is your food and drink of choice, my friend?
I am not. Here's what's weird about me. I am not one that eats crazy food or anything of that nature, and I don't care for hot dogs too much. So when I go to the baseball games, I usually eat in one of the restaurants before the game.
Okay.
At the game, I'm a traditionalist. I just love an ice cold beer, and I love peanuts. So if I'm really, really hungry, maybe I'll grab a hamburger or something like that. But I'm truly just a snacker throughout the game.
I like it.
Give me a cold beer, give me a big bag of peanuts, and I'm usually happy. And then I'll, like I said, I'll find something to eat before or after the game.
I'm a peanuts guy, and then I'm also a sunflower seeds guy.
All right, yeah.
Sunflower seeds is my thing. That's what I love. So, all right, here we go. What animal do you think is the biggest party animal?
A bear.
Okay.
All right. One of my other passions, besides doing baseball gloves and traveling to Cleveland, is I love to go to the Adirondack Mountains in upper New York, and had a couple of bear encounters. And let me tell you something: they love their snacks, they love their food, they love their campers, and they're not shy to say, "That's my cooler, and I'm going to have whatever's in there." So I'll go with
you can have the cooler.
I'll go with the black bear.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. What do you think is the worst song ever?
There is a song, I don't know who sings it, but I think it's called MacArthur Park, and it's something about I bake the cake out in the rain or something like that. It's like a 8-minute long song. I think Diana Ross might have done it at one time, and I can't remember who did it at the end. But every now and then, it still pops up on a radio station. I'm like, oh my God, no! So I think that's probably the worst song ever, but I don't know the name. But I believe it's called MacArthur Park. Look it up and listen to it because it's terrible.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Okay, so this one, this sprung up on me is: would you rather listen to the ball game on the radio or the guys on TV?
If it's a Cleveland game, you cannot. Tom Hamilton and Jim Rosenhaus for Cleveland is the ultimate choice. Not disrespect Rick Manning and Matt Underwood. They do a great job calling the game, but there's something poetic about listening to baseball on the radio, and the excitement and the stories that radio guys weave as they're talking is is a lost art form, and they can make it exciting. Or if it's a stinker of a game, they keep you entertained, at least with something that they're seeing going on in the stadium
Yeah.
that you don't see on the camera. So I love watching, but listening to a game on the radio is magic.
Listen, I'm a huge, Tom Hamilton. I when I'm driving, I love putting the game on. Love putting the game on. I'm also a fan of Matt Underwood and Rick Manning, right, and Andre Knott, because they banter with each other,
Right.
and they make it fun, they make it entertaining. And Matt Underwood he brings out some history that, like out of left field. I'm like, okay, all right, I'm learning some stuff here today. Just like, Tom Hamilton. You're right. So, okay, if you could be in a movie, what movie would it be?
Bull Durham.
Whoa, yeah.
Yeah, I just say just the funness and the realist of what minor league baseball is like and everything. That would be a fun movie to be a player in. So I'd love to be in Bull Durham.
Yeah, Bull Durham is a good movie. I love that movie. Still one of my favorites of all time. Okay, let's take a look here. What was your favorite TV show growing up?
Happy Days.
Oh, okay.
No doubt about that one. I believe that was on Wednesday nights, 8:00. And you had to tune in to see what the Fonz was up to, because everybody was talking about it in school the next day. So if you missed it, there were too many spoilers in school that you missed about. So
let me ask you, does it still hold the same, same level of nostalgia now as an adult than you did when you were, younger, when you were watching that show?
Yeah, and then you can get just about any TV show you want now, and then just about the million streaming services.
That is true.
And on one channel called Pluto, one of the streaming services called Pluto.
Yeah.
You have classic TV running all the time, and there's Happy Days, there's Laverne and Shirley, there's All in the Family, and Andy Griffith, and all of that. All those shows are on. So every once in a while, I'll pop that on when there's not a game on, and there's a good episode of Happy Days waiting for me, and it just brings back again memories of. Oh, I remember the show. I haven't seen them, since they stopped the reruns back in the late 80s. And that was my favorite one as a kid.
I love that. Love that. What is your spirit animal?
My spirit animal. I connect with loons. So if you know
Really?
it's a very unique duck that you're going to find in the Great Lakes areas, and especially up going back to the Adirondack.
Well, I mean, you got the Loons, right? The baseball team.
The Great Lakes Loons up there in Michigan. Absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
right.
So yeah, that would be my spirit animal is a loon.
I like it. Okay. If you could be any fictional character, who would it be?
Ferris Bueller.
That's good. I like it.
I mean,
Good movie too.
That could have been a movie that I could have been. They said if I could be in any movie, that would probably be a second choice right there. But Ferris Bueller would be a character.
Okay, two more questions here. Okay, what is the most boring sport?
Golf.
Watching it is super boring.
If you want to take,
that's my nap. That's my nap one.
Sunday afternoon. I mean, the Masters and the Open. Yeah, there's some excitement that draws there and everything like that. But the announcers talk very softly,
very slow.
Yeah. Very slow as we get to the 17th green here. So if you want to take a nap, it's great for that, because then you wake up and hey, look at that! It's the 18th hole by now. So
I'm with you. I'm with you there. All right. Have you ever regifted a gift?
Yes.
Me too. No shame. There's no shame.
I think we're all guilty in that. And
yeah,
I hope the person, let's put it this way. I think they were going to appreciate it more than my basement shelf was going to appreciate it. So it was brand new, still in the package, and got wrapped up nicely with a nice card and a gift card to go with it. So yeah, so
just dusted it off and then make sure that it was look nice and pretty, and then off it went.
Yeah.
I've been told that the best regift is alcohol. So there you go.
See, now I've never done that. I mean, I can't see anybody giving that away, but
I know I can't. That's for sure. So
if beer makes it into this house, it's leaving in an empty can. So
there you go. Mark, thank you so much for doing this. I've had a lot of fun. I learned a lot. This was a lot of fun. I mean, like I said, I learned a lot. I'm gonna put. I'm literally right now on Amazon looking at the Wilson Pro Stock Glove Conditioner right now because of you, because you taught me something today about conditioning a glove. So thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome. And just one little last tidbit on that.
Yeah.
Now, your glove, that does probably not need any conditioner for at least a year or two. The stuff I put on there is going to be long lasting. So that is something that is every sporadically used thing. So if you've got an old glove that you need to revive a little bit, yeah, that's what it's for. But in your case there, if you conditioned your glove this year, probably doesn't need it. Maybe it needs it next year, but probably 2 years down the line, you want to go light with it and you never want to overdo it.
There you go. You're the pro, my friend. You're the pro.
Thank you very much.
Where can people find you on the socials, my friend?
All right. So I came prepared for that one. I mean, instead of just saying it, I've got it all printed up.
There it is.
So there's the website right there, etsy.com/shop/thisoldglove. You can reach out to me at the Ferkster on Twitter, or you can use the company email, thisoldglove19@gmail.com.
If you're listening to the audio version, I will put all the links on the show notes so that way you follow him, because you definitely should, and you definitely should take a look at his Etsy website. There are a lot of cool gloves there, my friend. A lot of cool gloves, and they're good price too.
A lot of cool ones coming just as well. I've got about a dozen or so gloves all sitting around by me here.
Look at it. Is that a catcher's mitt right there?
That's an old 1948 Spalding catcher's glove right there. That's in good shape, but it's going to look even beautiful. It's a little gray right now, so that's going to get all my special treatment. So I've got all these projects lined up, but can always help out anybody that's watching and listening. Get in touch with me first. We'll talk. We'll get some pictures. And it doesn't cost as much as I don't get prices, without seeing things first, everything like that. But I will just say this. For what you're going to get out of it, it's a very reasonable cost to have your glove restored and refinished. And the gloves I keep on my website and everything like that, again, for what the amount of work that I put into them, I keep them moderately priced because I want these back in people's hands. I want people to use them again. I'm not looking to retire off this. It's a labor of love that most of the money I make on this, friend. Most of the money I make on this sends me to Cleveland. All right. So how about that? So that's
there you go. Support his love for the game. There you go.
One hobby supports another hobby.
True story. True story. Mark, thanks so much. And then again, guys, make sure you guys are following him on all the socials so that way you guys can see all the cool pictures, because he does put a lot of pictures on the gloves that you restore. The before and after are amazing. And then my gloves are in there as well. Yeah,
you could search the hashtag #thisoldglove, and that will link you to just about every one of my projects. So you can go on the website or you can go on Twitter, but #thisoldglove will take you right to all of my projects.
Love it, my friend. All right, my friend, you take care.
Thank you very much, Ed. An absolute pleasure to speaking with you, and go Guards.
That's right, go Guardians. Hope you guys enjoy that episode with Mark. Now, make sure you guys are following him on Twitter as well as visiting his Etsy store. He has a lot of cool gloves out there, guys. I'm sure you guys are going to want to get one so that way you can add it to your collection just like I did. Now, before I go, a couple of things before the Dad Head Chronicles joke of the episode. I want to make sure that you guys are doing a couple of things for me, okay? Make sure you guys are telling one more person about this episode and the podcast so that way they get to enjoy it. Also, give it 5 stars. 5 stars means I go up on the rankings and then more people get to discover it, all right? Now, here's the joke. What did the baseball glove say to the ball? Catch you later. All right. I'll see myself out, guys. Until then, keep on grinding and always support the minor leagues. See ya.
This podcast is part of the Curved Brim Media Network. Here are some of the other members of Curved Brim Media:
Hi, this is Ed Rivera of the Dad Hat Chronicles. Join me as I interview people just like you and players, coaches, GMs on the path that led you to become a fan of the sport.
I'm Paul Caputo, and on the Baseball by Design podcast, I talk to minor league baseball teams, designers, and other super interesting people about what these minor league baseball logos mean. And I talk a little bit about ice cream helmets.
What's up, Bucketheads? I'm Anna DiTomaso, and each week on the Baseball Bucket List podcast, I speak with a different fan about their favorite baseball memories, what the game means to them, and what's left to check off on their baseball bucket list.
Hey guys, this is Patrick Larson from the Minor League Baseball Hat History Series, and in every episode I go through the history of minor league teams through my personal collection of hats. You can find me on Twitter at @PatLarson1. I hope you guys enjoy.
This is Patrick
and Corey
of BaseballMapper.com, and we have made an interactive map to help highlight all baseball teams from the majors down to collegiate summer leagues.
We want to bring you closer to baseball, so get on the site and find a team near you today.
Learn more about Curve Brim Media at curvebremmedia.com.